Let me move real quick. Best spot here I'm in. Give the family opportunity to come in real quick. Thank you, everyone who's all the moderators. I kind of got a little tired. I was kind of contemplating canceling, but I was like, you know what? The family needs to come together and spend some time together with all this information that's just coming out and all this information, all these things that are going on, all these events that are happening. Shalom, shalom. I figured we got here for a little bit. Let me play a little bit of Psalms 121 in Hebrew by Yada Yada 7 while we're waiting for some more people to come into the chat. It's your time, and there's no place like Wakefield to make the morning chaos organized. Family, great seeing so many people already here. Let's see if this works better. Beautiful, all right. We're going to say all praises to the Most High, allowing us this opportunity to be able to come together, being able to, speak with one another, converse with each other, share some ideas, get some clarification as to what's going on, come together as a family, pray for one another. Um, just absolutely amazing to see the things that are going on right now. Is there's more confirmation again every single day that the Most High gives us more knowledge, more understanding, and things all around us start to fall apart more and more. Okay? It's just very evident what is going on. Um, Today, or last night, they were showing Kyrie and his apology tour starting last night. And then today, it's been like multiple other apologies. And it's like, you guys keep doing your thing. So that's why it's controlled. This is all controlled, okay? But like I said, you just remember from the video I did earlier, you're gonna have to stand up and be accountable for the things that you've done as well. You're gonna have if you're going so hard at someone from sharing a link, or you're gonna go so hard and make them apologize this many times. Just remember that when the Most High brings all of your sins, you know, to your face. You have plenty of sins. We all do. See, but the Most High has been making us pay for our sins. He's been making us pay for our sins little by little. And you can see how, they're going so hard at Kyrie and making him apologize all these times. What do you think? I mean, if you do all that for sharing a link, what do you think the Most High is going to make you have to do to atone for these hundreds of years of stealing Hebrew Israelite identities, stealing Hebrew Israelite technology, sharing Hebrew Israelite, mathematics, science, medical breakthroughs, building technologies, all that information? How are you going to atone for that? If you're going to make someone atone like this much for sharing a video, then what is going to Most High going to make you do? And that's something that you really should be thinking about, because we're not like years and years away from you having to pay. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're not years and years now from you having to atone for the things that you've done. It's been such a long time, but as you can see, we are right there at the cusp of huge events. And I definitely saw the IUIC showing up at the Barclays Center. It was beautiful to see. I said IUIC showing up, with thousands of people, and showing up and showing out right there. So like I said, it's a beautiful thing to see. But those are the times that we're in right now. And what was even more funny was, as you're watching the brothers from IUIC walk by, you see these other people that are walking by with with their carts, with pushing their babies in strollers, acting as if they don't see these thousands of so-called black men, all dressed in purple, all walking in line, like they're just kind of like just walking by, like they don't see any of that. you know but like I said, they're gonna see it. They already see it. There's huge changes in the air. There are huge changes in the air. listen to these guys who do these basketball stories, and it's funny how many of them, I think a lot of them kind of use this whole Kyrie thing to get views or whatever else, because they're like, well, I haven't even watched the Hebrews to Negroes. I haven't watched any of it. I might watch it. I might not watch it. I was like, well, don't you think it would be a good idea if you're gonna, you keep using his name and using Kyrie's name and talking about his situation, that maybe you should spend some time actually doing a little bit of research as to what this whole thing is about. You see what I'm saying? So, but that a lot of but a lot of our brothers, and sisters, they're not going to put forth that time. They want to try to use a situation to build up their channels or whatever else. But as far as actually what they really should be doing, which should be doing some research and getting some more understanding, they won't do that. You know, they won't do all that. That's too much reading and too much studying. That's what this is all about. This is about giving you that opportunity, to do this research. Because when the Most High removes his children, that light that is maintaining the earth as we know it was going to be sucked up out of here. And it's just going to be hell on earth after that. It's going to be hell on earth after that. Then you're going to be looking for the teachers. Then you're going to be looking for the ones that the Most High has sent to teach. Right now, people think that they got all this time still. They think they got all these opportunities to get it later on. They think things are going to continue the way, that it's always been. But that's not the case at all. Time is very, very short. I saw someone say about Hebrews News having like a lot of half truths. You know what? A lot of things that we study have partial truths. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the way that this has been set up. It's not set up to have everything in one place. You're going to have to go out and do extra research, do extra studying, put the puzzle pieces together, do a lot of praying. I said, just getting a link from a video doesn't absolve you from studying, doesn't absolve you from teaching or chasing after the Most High. Here a little and there a little, exactly. It doesn't absolve you from doing that work. You're going to have to do that work no matter what. Yeah, sorry about the no notifications. We know that's why I mentioned it in the last video I put up this morning. That if people watched it, to be looking out for a video later on this evening. And I actually put up the video, like the little preview for the video hours ago, so that people could, be anticipating us coming together later on this evening. But we know how this is all working out, man. But that's okay though. I said Most High's got this under control. Most High's got all this under control. Now we will eventually start talking a little bit about the Black Panther 2 movie. If you haven't seen it yet, this might be a little bit of a spoiler alert, so you might want to, if you don't want to, as I said, we'll talk about it a little bit later on. But it's just a lot of confirmation of what the Most High has already had us studying. A lot of confirmation about us, about these underground cities, these underground, uh, you know, people living underground, and these technologies that they have. Like I said, we only have part of the story. We only have part of the story. That's why people just talk about the Bible only. I'm like, the Bible only is only dealing with a small part of the story, only dealing with the Southern Kingdom, not dealing with the Northern Kingdom. But then there's going to be other stories about what's happening under the surface that the other nations have gone all out to try to hide. You know what I'm saying? They're going all out to try to hide. All the way till today. They're still trying to hide all this information. But it was crazy because someone had asked me about that Ant-Man movie, and they were talking about, you know, um, underground. places as well, underground dwellings, different dimensions, stuff like that. I mean, it's like it's all over the place now. All these movies, and it's like this. Most High started giving us this information, but I hadn't seen these things about these movies. I hadn't seen these previews about underground people living underground and these different walks of life living underground. But it just shows you where we're at right now, how the Most High is opening up um, our horizons, open up our thought patterns to think about life on the surface and also life underneath, under the surface. You saw a lot of that going on in Black Panther 2. You saw a lot of that talked about in Black Panther 2 because there's like I said, we only getting partial pieces here and there. But as you can see though, like the other nations, they're still talking about the same things over and over again. You guys see them talking about, oh, there's going to be a huge event within these amount of hours. There's going to be a huge event here. Oh, North Korea sent off another missile over here, and all there's pictures of Kim Jong Un with his daughter, which you've never seen in front of a missile. It's like the same things over and over again. Same things over and over again. Nothing new. What did I tell you? I said they don't have anything. All they're set up to do is to keep the mirage going. Keep you thinking about, the stuff that but as you can see, it's totally not. They do not dictate prophecy because prophecy has nothing to do. It has to do everything with the Most High's chosen people. They are totally busted. They are totally busted right now. You can totally see it. Recycled BS every single day. Every single day. So y'all gonna have to come up with something way bigger than what you guys are talking. Oh, Russia sent off a missile that had something inside of it that was like a fake nuke or whatever else, and they just happened to shoot it down, and so that's what they're gonna talk about for a news cycle. They gotta try to fill up these news cycles. Oh, Nancy Pelosi was, she's quitting her post. Like I said, it's just the same things over and over again. I did see that with Namor as the Lost Tribes. Uh huh. Like I said, they're putting it out. They're putting it out there, speaking the Mayan languages. But like in the video I did earlier, it showed you what the Mayans look like. They showed you what the Mayans looked like before. He says it's all a bunch of propaganda. They're always messing with numbers. We already know that. We're gonna talk. Okay, well, let's jump in here. I see a lot of people talking about the movie. So, like I said, a little spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, I'm just letting you know. We're probably gonna talk about some things that were in the movie. All right. So if you don't want to hear it, come back in a few minutes, and but it was pretty amazing to see. I mean, the fighting scenes were no big deal to me. I wasn't into all that. I liked the stories. I liked the way that they talked about the stories in there because it just confirms, you know, a lot of the stuff that we've been studying. When they talk about, the natives and the Spaniards, and and the fact that they had their own stories over here. How they got that herb that ended up turning them blue and ended up making it so they could actually go and breathe underwater, right? And that was, I mean, that was huge because that's something that has been hidden by the Spaniards. That, all their, like, they didn't have any history. They didn't write anything down, but they had their history over here as well. I'm reading some books right now, and they totally knew the Spaniards were coming, and they knew the Spaniards were coming, and like I said, they were talking to their. I want to say if it's like I have to look at the Prophecies of the Palladians. It's a book that was referred to me by one of the subscribers. I'm reading it right now, and it's really good because it's giving you like the fact that they knew about the Spaniards coming, which we knew already, and the Florentine Codex as well. But they hide all that information. They're like, because they make it seem like they didn't have any writing. They didn't know the Spaniards coming over here was just a shock. But the fact that like they got that herb that ended up, they took it and they ended up going and living in the water at that time. I said was pretty awesome because, like I said, it just showed you how in that Palladian apocalypse or process of Palladians, it talks about how when the Spaniards got here, they were running to all these cities that were abandoned. And they talk about them going and living in the subterranean levels. Now, in the so you got that going, but then you got in the movie Black Panther that a lot of these people ended up going and living underwater. Same kind of thing. They went to go live underground somewhere, under the water, under the ground. However, but it's still kind of the same thing. They had the opportunity to miss, or get away from the Spaniards and the death and destruction that they were going to be bringing. And so that was talked about in there, and I loved it. Like was it when I guess he was talking about how he was going to go and bury his mother, where she wanted to be buried on land, and when he showed up on land, he saw that the Spaniards had enslaved his people. And then when he saw that, he could tell that this rage came over him, and he started to fly. And then the priests were like calling him a devil, calling Namor a devil and a demon. And they called him that because it was like he had like no, well, you said no amor, or no love for the surface. I love that, because my friends call me, very much my people call me Kukulkan, but my enemies called me Namor, which was like no love. He had no love for the surface. And it's funny because you're sitting there listening, you're looking at these priests, like, how is it that you guys are enslaving? They show the priests right there. They're enslaving the natives, and you're talking about how he doesn't have any love and how he's a demon and this and that. But you're doing demonic activity. You're steeped in all this demonic activity. You're not showing love to the original people that were here. You were enslaving them. You were giving the Spaniards pretty much, the approval to rape, rob, and murder. But you have somehow the nerve to call Namor or Kukulkan, to call him a monster, a demon. How is that even possible? Because he was different from them. But besides that, he wasn't doing the same things that you guys were doing. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up, destroying the Spaniards. I'm sure he probably destroyed the priests as well. But that's how this whole nation, this whole world has been set up. They've been doing all this dirt, but they're in a position that they've been calling everyone else demons. Practicing witchcraft, doing this wrong, doing that wrong. All the while, all of their actions, they've just been sweeping under the rug. Sweeping all of that under the rug. You know, and they do it all the way until today. You sit here looking at what they're doing with Kyrie and making him go on his apology tour today. All the while, okay, You know, who's he's looking for his history. He's looking for what were we before you called us black, before you called us African Americans. He's looking for his history. And that seems to be a problem, right? I said that seems to be a problem. But you guys are the ones that are responsible for hiding all of our history. You've been the ones that have been responsible for raping, robbing, and killing all of our people. But you don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to answer to anyone. But Kyrie gets in trouble for just searching for his history. That's why they said that's why the Most High has to bring all of this out. That's why everything is going to be, you know, it's on him. It's gonna be on his terms. Except so it was amazing to watch. I like that part definitely where he saw his people getting destroyed, and he kind of started flying, and they pretty much ended up just destroying the enemies. Started to destroy the enemies. Now it was the part when he kidnaps the princess and he takes her to his city. What did they use to get to the city? What did they use to get down there to the city? They use a portal in the water. So again, we're looking at portals again. Portals to take people to different parts of the world. You see that? So things that the Most High has been showing us was the ley lines, portals, all these things that they've been telling us don't exist. It's not true. Whatever else they're using in these movies because they know it's true. They use these portals to move these vast distances in short amount of time. Just like they used it in the Godzilla movies, they use it also here in the Black Panther movie. Exactly. They must tell us. We have to pay attention. Most High makes them put it in these movies. Most High is not making it impossible for us to get our information back. He's just making sure that we have to put forth some effort to get this understanding. And he also puts obstacles in the way. People be like, "Oh, that's not true." Portals, "Oh, that's not true." "Oh, that's not." "Oh, you guys are the Israelites." "Oh, that's not true." And then most people, that's all that they need because they don't want to do the work anyways. So if someone says that's not true, that's enough for them to not look anymore. Oh, they said it's not true. Okay, that's enough. That's enough for me. I don't have to look now. Whew, I thought I was gonna have to do some work, but now that you said it's not true, I don't have to do any work. Oh, I'm good. Perfect. I didn't want to read that. I didn't want to read those books and to study on that stuff anyways. But yeah, like I said, so use that portal to take the princess down to where his city was, and you see, how it was a beautiful city. All these people living down there, and like I said, I love to see like our people, like he wanted to work together. He had no love for the surface world, and that goes with that book that I read. Talking about the cities underground. They had no love for the surface world either. And the guy knew, the author wrote that book knowing that eventually these entities, these beings that live underneath the surface are going to come up and take over. And that's what a lot of these secret societies are hiding. They're well aware that these other beings are going to come up and take over. And then, so they talked about that in that book. that I read. And then right now, same things going on in Black Panther 2. Same things going on in Black Panther 2. How, Namor wants to team up with Wakanda and wants to come up and take over the surface because he knows that eventually they're going to have to get dealt with. He knows that eventually, this group is going to have to get dealt with because they got that machine that was looking for vibranium, and they kind of realized that there was actually vibranium down in the ocean. And what's crazy was that like the Wakandans didn't think that there was vibranium anywhere else because, like usual, we seem to think that everything only revolves around our little sphere of influence, but that's not the case at all. I said there was vibranium in the ocean, and he didn't want he Namor wanted that to stay a secret. He didn't want the world to know that they lived under there was a city underneath the ocean. That there was a city, in the subterranean levels. But that goes again with how like they've been trying to hide their existence this whole time. So like I said, that book goes exactly with what we just saw with Black Panther and how they wanted to come together and wipe out the surface. Because they already knew, like, even at the start of the show, at the start of the movie, how, like I said, just the hypocrisy of these nations, how they were trying to get on the queen of Wakanda because she wasn't sharing the vibranium with them. She wasn't going to share the vibranium because she's like the vibranium's not the problem. You people are the problem because of what you're going to do if you got your hands on the vibranium, what you would do with it, and how they were already trying to go from place to place and steal it. And she was pretty much she was privy to their secret conversations about how the Black Panther was gone, so they thought that this was their opportunity to try to to go at Wakanda because the Black Panther was no more. So like I said, this just we're not gonna go through the whole movie. We're gonna go just talk about certain parts because I know people want to give people an opportunity to go and check it out themselves. Yeah, exactly. That's why I look to a Love Abides. No more also sounds like no more. Uh huh. I thought about that too before I watched the movie. Like no more. It's like no more. Exactly. Royal Israel TV definitely talking about they use stargates and portals. You have to go down in order to go into space. Yep. He said they're putting a lot of this information. They're putting it out there because it's the times that we're in, and they have to. But yeah, Namor wanted to get together. He wanted to team up with Wakanda, and he wanted to go and destroy the surface world because he had no love for the surface world. And really, it's like, why would he? He's like, Namor was like, these surface dwellers, they enslave your people and mine. They're responsible for the enslavement of our people. Why not like come together and take them out? And that's what the Bible talks about doing. That's what the Most High is going to eventually going to do with all of the people who have been enemies of the Most High and His people. Yes, I did see the Mayan depictions in the underground cellar. They were copper colored. Uh huh. I said they put the truth out all over the place. You just gotta pay attention to what they were putting up. So you gotta pay attention to what they were showing us. That's why you're seeing all these events going on right now. You're seeing, I mean, hey, the stuff that they keep talking about in the news is not flying anymore. I said all their stuff. Them saying that's not true, this isn't true, we don't believe this, we don't believe that. Nobody cares anymore. No one that's been awakened cares. No one cares about their opinion. No one cares about their breakdown. No one cares if they don't believe in, subterranean worlds. No one cares if they don't believe in portals. None of that. Well, yeah, the news is very boring because it's the same things over and over again. Oh, Russia's about to do this, and NATO's going to do that. And Russia's about to do this, and NATO's going to do that, and Japan's going to do this, and China's going to move on Taiwan, and then nothing happens. You can only pull that card and play those cards so much. I said those things are only going to play for so long. Still trying to, yes, definitely, still trying to control the narrative all the way till now. But yeah, like I said, that was amazing when they said the fighting scenes. Like I said, were okay, but the stories, the pyramids, them writing down the history, wanting to come together. It's kind of like Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom coming together to go against the people who've oppressed them. And like most movies, oh no, we can't do that. We can't come together like that. We don't know. It's like, well, like I said, that's what these people who write these movies are always going to say that all the time. It's always about trying to come back and love everybody, and everyone trying to come back and work together. I says, but let's look at the Gentiles. Let's look at the heathens. Have they tried to come together? Have they tried to come together and work together? Are the Gentiles today still trying to talk to us about the truth? Are they trying to tell us who we are? Are they trying to say, you know what? Yes, we've stolen all of your lands, all of your history, all of your traditions. We need to come clean on a lot of different things. None of that. None of that. But in the movies, it's like they're always allowed to do whatever they want to do, and our people have to play the high road all the time. Take the high road all the time. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they always do. Like those countries, or the France, and I don't know if it's America, they like the queen was like, I know what you say behind closed doors. I know that you think, that we're weak. And and they sent in the army, or they sent in their special forces to try to steal the vibranium, and they ended up, getting taken out. But pretty much the queen brought the soldiers in that tried to go in and steal the vibranium. So it's like, come on now. She's like, I'm not gonna give you guys vibranium because you can't be trusted with it. And see, and in this society, it's the total opposite. They have all the power, they have the weapons, and then they go around telling other people, well, you can't have this, or we can't trust you to have these weapons. We can't trust you to have those weapons because you won't act responsibly with those weapons. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, but in the movie, it's the total opposite. The Wakandans have the power, and they're telling the other nations, we don't trust that you guys are going to, be responsible with this technology. Or like, you haven't held up your end of the bargain. Like they've held up their end of the bargain with anything. They had what 400, 500 treaties and broke every single one of them. You see what I'm saying? They've had all these treaties with our people when they got over here and broke them all. So like I said, I see like why Namor, was like, hey, they've always come after us. They've always enslaved us. And it was cool. It was good for them to show that in the movie. Because a lot of these people, a lot of these natives seem to think that they were never enslaved. They seem to think that they've never gone through slavery. That was only so-called the black people that went through that. Says if you didn't have white skin, says you weren't reaping any of these benefits. You know what I'm saying? I said you're being treated just like we were. But like I said, but that's why that like now the Most High is bringing out this information because this is the time for that. This is the time for that. Eventually, the northern and southern kingdom will come together, and at the end of the movie, that's what ends up coming. That's what ends up happening. Is that the northern and southern kingdom, as depicted in the movie, anyways, comes together. I'm sure that was just like a setup for another movie in the future. But the Most High is going to, he's going to bring his children back together again. And it's not always like, the the Israelites are always going to have to take the high road all the time. And that should be scaring the hell out of many of these other nations. And eventually the Most High is going to fall, he's going to go through, he's going to complete all the things that are in the scriptures. You know, like I said, and only the Most High knows who's who and what's what. Because I don't believe any one ethnic group is all these people, and one ethnic group is all that people. I said it's all about the Most High, what He puts in your spirit, and that's going to show you who's who and who He's dealing with. Well, not just Revelations, but all these books. A lot of these books, I said, are bringing out more information, more understanding. Now, if you got all these people who too that are just kind of sitting around, uh, they're just kind of sitting around waiting. All these people are kind of just sitting around. Hold on, real fast here. Yeah, we got all these people kind of just sitting around, waiting for things to happen. Yes, someone is kind of just parking next to me, kind of tripping over here. I don't know what he's doing. Hold on. Okay. All right. We are definitely watching ourselves. Uh huh. Well, like I said, it's time. Most High, Most High is getting us ready for these big changes that are coming. I said Most High has got big things going on right now. Most High got big things that are happening right now. I'm gonna let you guys go right now, family. I said it was good hanging out with you. It's good seeing, like I said, talking about the movie, talking about this information right now. And we'll definitely get together again soon. I said Most High is in charge. We understand that. We got great things going on right now. As you can see, every single day, you're seeing that the Gentiles have less and less sway. They have less and less power. As you can see, they're just very reactionary. It's very easy to see. They're gonna do more videos on whatever story comes out, making it seem as if somehow that's part of prophecy. Just you guys get ready, get your bug out bags ready, get ready for this and get ready for that, knowing that damn well nothing's gonna happen. Knowing damn well there ain't nothing coming like that. But they gotta try their best to keep themselves relevant. But we understand that the Most High is in charge of absolutely everything. And that He is going to fulfill all of these prophecies, and all these prophecies are going to revolve around His children. All praise is the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom, family.